Welcome back to UK Ninjas on Commerce classes. In this session, we are going to learn what is primary market. Before understanding the primary market, let's know what is capital market. What is capital market? Capital market is the market for long-term funds. Capital market is the market for long-term funds, where debt and equity are traded. It consists of development bank, commercial bank, and stock exchange. So here the based on the type of transaction, capital market can be classified into two. That is primary market and secondary market. So let us understand what is primary market. Primary market is also known as new issue market. That is, it is a market for new issues, or it deal with those securities which are issued to the public for first time. Securities which are issued to the public for first time. Okay. In the primary market, borrowers exchange new financial securities for long-term funds. Exchange new financial securities for long-term funds. So let's know what about the fund raising. Fund raising in the case of primary market. Fundraising in the primary market is done in public issue, then right issue, private placement, book building, stock options, etc. So these are the fundraising ways in the case of primary market. The major instruments are in the case of primary market. One is instruments in primary market. One is security premium notes with detachable warrants. Securities premium notes with detachable warrants. Then equity shares. With detachable warrants. Then preference shares with warrants. Then non-convertible debentures with detachable equity warrants with detachable equity warrants. Then fully convertible cumulative preference shares. Then zero interest fully convertible debentures. Then seventh one, fully convertible debentures with interest. then zero interest, partly convertible debentures with detachable and separately tradable warrants. Zero interest, partly convertible debentures with detachable and separately tradable warrants. Then zero interest bonds. Zero interest bonds. Then deep discount bonds. Deep discount bonds. Then option bonds. Option bonds. Then bonds with warrants. Bonds with warrants. These are the major instruments of issue in the case of primary market. Besides these instruments, Abid Hussain committee has recommended the issue of the some more instruments also. Let's understand what are they. Please note Abid Hussain committee. Abid Hussain committee has recommended the issue of the instruments like floating interest notes, floating rate notes, then clip and strip bonds, then dual convertible bonds. Third one, dual convertible bonds. Interest rate notes. Interest rate notes. Then stepped coupon bonds. Then dual option warrants. Then extendable notes. Seventh one, extendable notes. Then level pay floating rate notes. Eighth one, level pay floating rate notes. Then commodity bonds. Ninth one, commodity bonds. Then industrial revenue bonds. Industrial revenue bonds. These are the major instruments which was recommended by the Abid Hussain committee. Then Fuvani committee, Fuvani studying group, recommended the new instruments. Let us know what are the Furvani study group recommendations. One is participating preference shares. Participating participating preference shares, then participating debentures, then convertible debentures with options, convertible debentures with options, then third party convertible debentures, third party convertible debentures, then fifth one, convertible debentures redeemable at premium, convertible debentures redeemable at premium, then debt or equity swap, debt for equity swap. So these are the major new instrument which are recommended by the Fawani study group. Then we are move on to the next area, that is the what are the major players in the case of players in the new issue market or primary market. So let's know. One is merchant bankers, then registrars, then collecting and coordinating bankers, collecting and coordinating bankers, then underwriters and brokers, underwriters and brokers, then printers, advertising agencies, mailing agencies, etc. So these are the major players in the new issue market. So in simple, primary market is the market for the new securities. New securities are traded in the primary market, and here there is no geographical location. Here the form of trading is mainly the public issue, then private placement, then right issue. Here the term of issue at par or at term of issue in the case of primary market at par or at premium. The instrument which are traded in the case in primary market, that is the equity shares, bonds, then debentures, etc. The investors return is in the case of interest, and interest dividend are the return of investors. And then major players, we know that the issue company, then merchant bankers, underwriters, investors, issue house are the major players in the case of primary market. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe channel and press bell button for more classes. Thank you.